My Society of Idea Collectors journal is getting fat, and fatter. Many of you have noticed this in my videos. They say it's getting fat and fluffy, Mary, and that it is. I've been using these folder bands. I really do like these folder bands. I really don't have this out except to show you a quick update on what I've done since my last walkthrough. I'm not going to do a big entire walkthrough of it, but you have noticed, if you've been watching my carving videos, that I keep my little carving designs in here, and then when I want to use one, I take a scissors and snip it out. And I do keep one of these rubber bands right here so that I can get to it very easy. I find that very handy. The other thing that I did in the back was I'm running out of, well, not entirely running out. I think I'm going to have space to put things until the end of December, but not in a fashion that suits me. So I added another composition binder, sort of Midori style, but the way I did that was with my folder bands. And you can see I tuck things in here. These are images that I want to use in my live session. I did not get them glued down because I was running out of juice on my phone. So I just tucked them in here. But what I did here was I added an index. And I numbered every page. And I scribbled my numbers. I did not do this neat and tidy. My Society of Idea Collectors journal is not about neat and tidy. It's about write it down, get it down on the paper, slap it in. It's more of a smash book for my ideas. But I did number them, and I can read the numbers like 52, 53. I just numbered it in the corners. Now, I might do that a little bit differently. I'm thinking about carving some number stamps, so that will help. I've taped in some of my stamping designs, but what I wanted to show you was, as I numbered these pages, I made an index. And the page number, the topic, if it is it general, my first part of my Idea Collectors does not really have a tab. It's just general stuff as we were starting out and I was learning about it. So general, Society of Idea Collectors, art tab, art, the homework tab for the Society of Idea Collectors, my list, mind maps. These kind of got all jumbled up in here, but it's not going to be that way in 2018 because I'm reorging the way I'm doing this. I'm going to keep most of my tabs, my writing tabs, my project tabs, but if I want to know where in here did I list my childcraft photos, I have them right here. Oh, it's on page 45 and 46, and I can flip to it. And recycled parts for art. Where did I do that? So I have some empty pages left, but I'm gradually filling them in. Here's all about my Sebastian story that I wrote in here. It's just an easy way for me to find where in the world did I slap stuff down in here. Now, in 2018, this entire setup will be different. I'm going to put my index in a separate book all by itself. And in fact, I'm going to have several binders that will contain information, like my lists. My list is going to be in a binder all by itself. My mind maps are going to be a part of my projects. Because for me, logically, when I do a project, I mind map it. I might have a mind map section just for miscellaneous mind maps if I'm playing around with mind mapping, that type of thing. My index is going to be a separate binder, and it will probably index things across the years. Like I will have 2017 in my index for 2018. It's going to be different. I'm not going to get into everything about how I'm going to reorg it, but I just wanted to show you a few updates. I've slapped some of my contest notes in here. I keep track of my contests when I run contests on my lives, so I can go back and say, oh yeah, I sent a scissors to Lucia McGill in that particular contest. I've got so that I've started to date them. Rose won an ATC on 11/24/17. I believe that's when I sent it out. So I keep track of when I sent out. I also keep track of who did not give me their address, so I can't send out anything. There's a couple of them, not a whole lot. I have addresses for almost everybody, but if you don't give me an address, I can't mail it out. So why am I showing you this? Well, to update you, but also because I want to talk about getting ready for 2018. And I am going to follow along with Dede's syllables project. Oh, what fun that is going to be. And yes, I've been getting my syllables binder ready. I'm going to show it to you, but up front, it's not as neat as Dede's, but it's semi-organized, and just even getting me to that point is helping me. Now, I want to show you. This is one of the composition books. I'm going to get several composition books for my 2018. I started out using this 2-inch binder, and there were just some page protectors sitting around the house that were empty, so I did put some white cardstock in there. And look, this is the paper that Cat Hand sent. I'm going to use that, Cat. I think it's beautiful. So these are miscellaneous papers. Here are the paper dolls. Dede's has her paper dolls blue dotted in there. Mine are just in a crowd. They're having a group conference. Here's some stamps that came to me in one of the Happy Mails. Isn't this beautiful? Somebody sent me the entire collection of Walt Disney postage stamps. How cool is that? They're forever stamps. How cool is that? Here's some fibers and some other just artsy things. Here's some stickers, tabs and flowers. And I am putting things inside the binder. The other thing that Dede does is take things to the front. But I find that I like mine inside. So everything in these binders, I have to tell you, I have 2 binders now. I filled this one full. It was stuffed full. I couldn't even close it. Most of it I received in 2017. I do have some things that I purchased, but the majority of it is Happy Mail. I am going to use all these little tidbits that come to me in Happy Mail. Look at all of this. Stickers. I didn't buy these, were sent to me. These stickers were sent to me. Look at these. They're wonderful. They are wonderful. And these are rub-ons. I'm pretty sure Deb Mayo sent these to me. These are rub-ons. I would never have purchased those for myself. And she sent them to me, guys. I'm floored. I'm floored every time I think about what you send me in Happy Mail, and I want to use it. So that's my goal for 2018. Here's some alphabet stickers, some little bits and pieces again, and then I do have a couple blank, believe it or not, I have some blank pages at the back. I'm going to take one out I want to show you something that I just learned, and I'm going to try to incorporate it into these binders. But I need to remove one of these pages. But this binder got so full from just things that I have collected this year, over the year, and the majority of it, yes, from Happy Mail. Some things I found in thrifting, and I do like to go thrifting for little bits and pieces. Very little is actually purchased outright retail. I had filled that blue binder to the point that I had to expand into a 3-inch binder. And look, it's almost full. Now, Dede does say that you cannot get everything in your stash in these binders. When you use it up, refill it. And I'm to that point to where I put about as much as I can in here. But if I get more Happy Mail, I'll find a spot for it. But that's one thing that I want to show you. I want to show you something that I ran across today of something that you may want to do in your syllabus binder. But look, I have my calendar all cut up, ready to go. My little calendar tabs for 2018. I may be doing some more. I want to carve some stamps, maybe, relating to the calendar area. So, but here are the ATC pockets that are just holding bits and bops in here. All of this. Happy Mail. Some of you may recognize it. I think some of these came from Ann Williamson. This handwriting ribbon here came from Lindy. Lindy, you know who you are if you're watching this. Oh my goodness, this is her actual handwriting. She wrote on this. It's a very fine silky twill. It's not a hard, rough cotton twill. I thought it was manufactured when I first saw it. Now I need to get out some washi tape and kind of tab some of these things closed. Here's a tag that I know was made by Annalise Creations. Very cool. I love it. So I will be using these in my 2018 syllables pages. There's more here. So this is how I'm not going to go through every one, but this is how I have been filling my syllables binder, getting ready for 2018. Just cool things that are arriving in Happy Mail, making me very happy. Here are some paper bits that are a little bit larger. I know this came from Gina Ahrens. Let me pull this out because I have to show it to you. She painted on a dryer sheet. Isn't this cool? Isn't this just cool? This could actually go on my January page, couldn't it? I have not started putting together things for pages. Dede is doing them as examples to show us things, but I'm going to wait until January before I start doing my pages, and then I may start putting together some thoughts for future pages. But right now I'm working on 2017, and I'm working on getting the syllabus binder together. These are painty papers that I put in here. I believe this came from Lynn. I'm just going to call her Lynn L. She knows who she is, but isn't that beautiful? I could see that going on my March page, one of my weeks for March. It just looks like March to me because it looks kind of windy, and I will be using it on the page, but I doubt that I will be altering this anyway. This is art in itself. It's just art. That's all I can say. It's beautiful, and it needs to be used and appreciated and enjoyed. And there's more in here. This is just an example of what I have. Here are some tissue papers and different kinds of papers in here. Pattern paper, some flashcards. I believe my flashcards came from Carol Minton. This black cheesy cloth piece. I don't know why I put them in here. I'm not sure why I put it in this particular area, probably because I was in a hurry and needed to get them put in. But I'm pretty sure this black cheesy cloth came from Peg Robinson. How cool is that? How cool is that? Now, I'm sure this was probably meant for Halloween, but I keep seeing something elegant. Black and silver. In fact, I'm starting to see a gown in here. A gown. Ooh, like at some sort of a ball where you would dress up with, like, the guy would be wearing a black tuxedo, that type of thing. And here's some more. Let It Be pocket. That came from Cindy Signs Utter. Yes, yes, yes. Some time cards, some envelopes. I was in an envelope swap. This top one came from Rhonda Weinstead. And I might put little tags on here saying who created this art, because they don't tell me. And I know now while it's fresh in my mind, And so I want to document it, who this came from. This was Happy Mail from a swap from Rhonda Weinstead. It was an envelope swap, decorating envelopes. Yes. And I have an envelope in here from Gina Ahrens and another pretty envelope, I think, that came in Happy Mail. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not going to take it all out. These are digis and color things to color. Here's some more Gina's feathers and some painty papers. These are bits and pieces. This is, let me pull this one out. This is a puzzle piece sent to me quite as a surprise. I received it and I'm going, oh, how nice of her to do that. This was sent to me by Dawn at Let's Make a Mess Today. Isn't that cool? And it's a magnet, but it will probably get put in my journal because because that's where it belongs with all the other Happy Mail. Just little bits and pieces, some tissue paper, beautiful tissue paper, some more stickers. And some of this I put in, some of it I organized, but some of it I put in as I cleaned out the Happy Mail boxes. I cleaned out almost all, not quite all, of my Happy Mail boxes, and I started putting them in these binders because I'm going to use this in 2018. I want to use these pieces that have been sent to me and use them and show them to you and show them off to the world. These are some journaling cards that were sent to me by LP Red Flower as I had won one of her subscriber contests, and she sent me a lot of journaling cards. She sent me a whole lot, but those are the journaling cards. Some other Happy Mail. These intricate leaves were sent to me by Peg Robinson. These are some things that I collected from around here. A felt piece and a orange net fruit wrapper. Dictionary pages and needlework pages, just things from Happy Mail. I think the latest here came from the latest Happy Mail I got from Peg Robinson. So I'm at the back. I have plenty of room back here. Ha ha ha, not. But what I wanted to show you today, and I just ran across this that I'm going to show you quite by accident. I was working with my glue book images today, and I'm going to use this more as a template for the hole punches. And you'll need some wax paper, and you'll need some double-sided tape. This double-sided tape, I do like it. It holds strong. It's got a very good bond. In fact, so good that it's not easy to pull back up again once you get it down. Score tape has a little give in that regard, but especially on paper. Now, I'm going to use it on wax paper, so the waxy part of this may give me a little bit more give. But I find that this tape works good on the wax paper too. And this is called Mrs. Sparkles. I get it in the $2 bin at Joann's, and I hope that they keep manufacturing it. I hope this just isn't a short-term deal. But I bought several packages just in case. So all that I'm going to do is pull out a big sheet, a huge sheet. In fact, let's kind of triple this just so that I have, this is big enough. Just so that I have enough. I won't be using all of that. And I'm not going to use the entire length of it either. I want it this way. I'm going to fold it this way. And I'm going to fold it up. Maybe 3/4, maybe a little bit bigger. We'll make this one deeper. Like this. Okay? Now, I'm going to fold this one down on the top like that, and it depends. It depends on where you're going with it. You can play with it in your own journals if you decide to do this. I'm kind of playing with this myself. I'm going to let it come to about down to, well, I think I will make it fairly deep for this one. Right about in there. So I'm eyeballing all of this. I'm not really measuring it, but you can see I cut a long sheet. I tore it off. Wax paper is cheap. It's not expensive. Let's see, I was going to measure this. This length that I tore out and eyeballed is 18... We'll call it 14, approximately 32 inches long. So just think a yard, rip off about a yard to play with. You can do several of these and play and see what works for you if you decide to do this, what you like. Now I'm going to cut this off right here because I don't really need that much. I don't really want that much. I'm just going to trim it off. And right now, I'm doing my snipping. I watched Dede Willingham this week, and she was giving us some fussy cutting hints, and I asked her to repeat the one where she did the cutting, and she said, when you're fussy cutting, you don't want to snip like this. She said you want to put your scissors in there, go down, move the paper, go clear down, move the paper. I know about moving the paper, but I think I tend to snip a little bit more than what I should. But you move your scissors clear down rather than going. I'm a snipper, Dede. You're going to get me out of the habit of snipping. Okay, let's get back to my project, though. So here I have these pieces. Now what I want to do is fold it, and I think what I'm going to do here is cut. And I'm eyeballing this. I'm just going to cut this envelope style. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just cutting like at a 45-degree angle. I'm just snipping off a piece here. And I'm just eyeballing it. This isn't perfect. If you want to do it perfect, then get out a ruler and measure. But for this, it's not necessary for this. I might do it a little bit neater later on. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take my tape, and I'm going to put my tape on the short side here, between there and there, to start with. Right here and right here. Now the hardest thing about this tape, I will say, is getting the backing off. And I do use my little pokey tool to do that. And even with the pokey tool, sometimes it's hard. You have to, it wants to pull the bottom layer of tape with it. That's because it's a very strong tape. But once you get a hold of it, sometimes it's hard to get a hold of. Once you get a hold of it, I'll probably snip that off. Just pull off the tape. Let's snip off this. I don't like it when it clumps up like that. I'll just snip that off. And since I snipped it off, I want to put a little piece in there. Does not have to be perfect. This is nothing that's going to be looked at and oogled over. Okay, now while it's out flat, let's do the bottom side too, just for the ease of it. It's just easier to do both sides at once, I think. Do what works for you. If it works for you to do one side at a time, do one side at a time. I have to tell you, getting this paper off is the hardest thing for me. It wants to pull that bottom tape. There. And then I have tape here and here, double-sided tape. So I'm just going to fold it over. You might want to be a little careful in doing this. Fold it over, tape it down, kind of smooth it out, and tape it down. So what do you have? You have a pocket, a glassine pocket. How cool is that? Now, my pocket is a little bit bigger than my page, and I knew that it would be, so I'm going to fold it in. And that's why I cut this off. In fact, I'll probably go back and cut it off a little bit more. I'm going to make it, I'm just going to fold it in a little. This also strengthens the page. By putting this extra fold up here, just gives a little bit of extra strength on the edge here. And this time I'm going to put the tape right along the edge here. And look, I didn't worry about whether it was folded straight or not. I don't generally worry about those things for my book projects here. But if it concerns you, get it as neat as you want it. And here again, I'm using my pokey tool. There we go. Pull that tape off. Fold it down. There we go. It just lends it a little strength to that edge there. Now, I am going to snip this a little bit more right in here. Just snip it. It's only paper. It's only wax paper. That's all it is. In fact, you could probably snip this off too. I think I'm going to hold before I do that. I might go back and tape that down. In fact, I think I will. Let's tape it clear to the edge here. Clear to the envelope edge. Now see, this is one reason why I like to do everything at once, is because it's not always easy to go back and put stuff in that you didn't plan on. There we go. There. Now we want to do the same thing to the bottom, and you can, here again, I'm just eyeballing it. I know that I want my envelope to at least fit the 3-ring binders here, so maybe about like that. Yeah. And again, I'm going to come out to the edge with my tape. I'm going to come to right where I put my flap, right there. So, just taping it down. Taping it down. Yeah. Fold the flap up. Here again, I'm just eyeballing it. Glue it down. It does, you can pull this off of the wax paper, but it's got a nice bond to it. But if you want a stronger bond, this is Elmer's glue. Say you wanted it glued down. There's nothing to say that you can't pull this up and glue it down too. This is Elmer's glue. I'm just going to put a little spot in there. So you don't have to use double-sided tape. I am using double-sided tape. You can also use glue. This is Elmer's glue in my fine line paint applicator. All right. So this will come this way. And the next thing I think I want to do is just take my template. And I'm eyeballing it here, and I'm going to punch some holes with my crocodile. Use the large setting here. You could clamp it if you want a stronger hold. Just clamp the pages here. I'm kind of holding it on. clamp the pages so it holds it firm while you punch your holes into it. All this binder is for a template to where to punch my holes. I'll be putting it back into my syllabus journal. Look at this. Now, I know for certain that this envelope is going to be fatter than what I want, so I'm just going to fold it this way. I'm going to fold it this way. And to tell you the truth, I don't need all of this. So I'm going to cut it off. I don't need it. In fact, let's cut it around the... How's that? We don't need that. We can toss it. Fold it like that. Now, there's something that I noticed here with this tape. I'm going to take some tape and put it like this. Let's put a strip of it there. I'm thinking that I can use this as a closure. So let's just seal it shut. We have a glassine envelope, a wax paper envelope, and I can open it up this way. You'll need to be careful if you use images because that will stick onto your images, but I do kind of like that as a closure. I just grabbed a handful of medium-sized fussy cuts that I might want to use in my syllables binder. I might want to put them on one of my syllabus pages. Let's just put a handful of them in there and see how they stay. Let's put the other handful in there. How cool is that? Now you probably could use some glue dots. I'm thinking about getting some rubber cement and also put things on the outside if you have a mind to. But then we can just close this up. And look how inexpensive this was. Now I'm thinking that you could strengthen these tabs here with some paper like they strengthened these. That wouldn't be hard to do. In fact, let's do that now. Let's grab some paper. Let's take a piece of this cardstock since we're experimenting. I've got plenty of cardstock. Let's just do a score line here, a gentle score line. And I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not pretending to be neat and precise. In fact, it's not, but that doesn't matter to me. Let's cut this off. I can cut it differently. Cut it a little wider. Snip! I'm a snipper. Oh, let's fold this in half. Here again, this is not perfect. I'm not meaning it to be perfect. This is just giving you an idea of what you can do, what you can create to hold your images in your binder. Let's trim it a little here, just because I want to. Just because I want to. And let's put it here. Let's glue this in. Shall we glue this in? I want a little bit stronger hold on this. Although I do think my wax paper, my glue tapes would hold it, but let's just glue it. Glue, glue, glue. Put some glue down there. Oh, I like that. Just cut off the edges here. I'm going to mark the holes this time. Punch holes here, here, here. Punch. Punch. I might have to punch these better to actually fit my binder. Let's see. But see, I worked with this whole thing, making this. This held strong. This holds strong. This is going to hold. This has got quite a bit of weight to it, too. It's got a little air in it, but you can smash that out. Alright, let's put it in the binder. See how it works in the binder. My binders are getting fat, but that's okay. I'll get another binder. Let's just put it right here at the front. There we go. You could even do a label, put a label on it, say what's inside of it. Put a label on the back. So how fun is that? We have an envelope made out of wax paper, strengthened with a little cardstock to hold images. I put medium fussy cut images in there. I have some double-sided tape on the side here just to kind of seal it. And I can just reach in there and get what I might want. Be careful that you don't get it on your tape. Fold it back up and seal it again. How fun is that? Quick and easy project. You know why I like this? I like this because it closes. I can hold my images in here without fear of them falling out. These don't really close, but I like this because it's got a nice closure to it. These things aren't going to go anyplace unless you pull at it. So thank you for watching. And I am really looking forward to the Society of Idea Collectors for 2018. I'm excited about reorging my Society of Idea Collectors journal. I'm just excited about what's coming up in 2018. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.